The UFC is in Paris, France. It's Ringside Report MMA. Let's talk about it, okay? Yes, that's us. What happened there? What? Fred, that was for you. Happy birthday, Fred.
Moi?
Yeah, that's for you. Hey, AJ, wait a second. I think I see AJ, too. AJ, are you there? You're like halfway there.
I am. I'm pissed, man.
AJ's pissed.
I'm fucking pissed. Lucky nobody's in front of me, and I'll snap them right now.
Wow.
That
you seem
I
mad.
don't like. People I like, I am mad.
I can't really hear you.
I'm an angry AJ. Can you hear me?
I don't think you're coming off the right microphone right now. Talk into your microphone.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I think you're coming from something else. But luckily, your internet is like
it is.
kind. Yeah,
Wait,
tap
let
on
me
your
redo it,
mic.
let me redo it.
Tap on your mic.
Yeah.
Tap on the mic.
Yeah, I think it's working now.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, your
like
sound was
angry
better
people.
before, but your internet is actually working again somehow. AJ's internet is like a roller coaster. It's up and down. It's windy. It's upside down. It doesn't work. It dies.
Just
it
like
comes
his
back
life.
to
Stuck in a
life.
bunker.
Yeah, it's like sometimes
Just like
it's
his
really
life.
strong. You say just like his life?
My life.
Wow.
Here it is. Hold on a second. Let me reconnect.
Why is he recon? Oh no.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, no.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
but now the internet fucked.
No, I don't know.
Doesn't make fucking sense.
No?
Oh, there you go. I think you're okay.
Okay.
AJ DeLesio is on the show. Hey guys, watch Troubleshooting on the Ringside Report Network. It's so much fun. Enjoy the show.
I'm telling you,
Rename
man.
this video.
I think my blood pressure went
what
through the
not to
roof.
do.
Yeah. What a stressful time. I thought you walked off the show, AJ. I was in the middle of saying to you that we need to figure out your internet, and then you like walked off and you threw your headset. I was like, is AJ mad at me? I thought you were really mad at me before the show.
Not you. I'm just pissed that. No,
Oh.
I wasn't mad.
I thought you were mad at me. I was like,
Right.
AJ, come back. I
No.
called your phone. I was like really worried. I thought I had to talk you back on the show. I was like, I can't do this without AJ. What's going on here?
No, it's
Where is
fucking. You know what gets me mad? It's Bell, man. Like they fucking tell me do this, do that shit. I'm doing this shit. I'm doing that shit. I swear to God, if I'm gonna jump them if they come. Like they're good. I'm getting them here. They're gonna have to come here. They're telling me
Yes.
you got to put it over here, and you got to
Yes.
put those hubs over here.
Yes.
And AJ go over here. They're telling me what to do, and then we still have problems. I swear, I think I'm gonna lose it if they're here.
You need to tell them to come to your house and fix your problem. This is what you pay for. You pay for an internet service. It should be working consistently. You need to call your cable internet company and tell them to get their ass over to your house so they can fix your shit already, AJ. It's enough.
Fuck, man.
You know? Like I don't know what's stopping you from saying I need a technician. Do you need me to impersonate you and make the phone call?
No, man. They told me to do all kinds of stuff. They told me to do all this stuff and it should work. And today was one of those, man. I even had to change environment. Look at my background. Fuck. It's a whole SpongeBob like theme here.
Yeah.
It's not my
It
regular
looks
MMA
nice.
set.
I do like it.
All to
I
say,
do like it.
might went through the roof. Fucking Bell, man. I can't wait till Starlink comes to like. If I could get a hold of Starlink, that's where I'm going to. Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Starlink. If they could get like internet in like remote parts of like, Africa and like the Amazon forest, man, I'm sure I could get it here in NDG.
Maybe.
Bell
That might be your
sucks.
solution. Internet from space.
Starlink.
Elon internet. That may be your solution, AJ. You might be right, man. You might be right.
You know what? I'm gonna actually like send him a message. I'm serious. After the show tonight, I'm sending Elon Musk a message. I'm gonna tell him, look at our show and get me some Starlink over here. It only makes sense.
I'm no fan of Elon Musk, but I'd say I like him more than the company Bell. I think that Bell is not that good. You know?
Bell.
I'm no fan of Bell. I think Bell, the company that you have for your internet, garbage. So
It is garbage, man.
yeah, I agree with you. We could.
Well, I
Bell
just saw your
bash all
text.
day
You
on
actually
this
sent me a
show.
text for real.
Yeah, I did. I was like, "Where are you? Are you okay?"
I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah, I was like legit
was
concerned. I
pissed,
said to
man.
Fred, before the show, I'm telling AJ, like, damn it, your internet was good, and now it's terrible, and I can't hear you, and we can't do the show like this. And it has been months that I've been telling you to call your cable guy and get him to come over and fix it, and you haven't done it. And then in the middle of a sentence, AJ gets up, throws his headset down, and walks out of the room. And I go, I thought that was directed at me. I thought you were mad at me.
No.
I was like, uh-oh. Did I just, like, run AJ off the show? Was I being a dick, Fred? And Fred was like, I think AJ was mad before. I don't know. You know? Right, Fred? Was that me? That was it. It was crazy.
I'm surprised I didn't break the headphone.
What? Wait. What did Fred say? I didn't hear.
I was going to say, I'm not adding anything to that fuel, man. AJ was on fire. Rage, anger, everything.
Talk about the rage, man. The Cajun rage, man. Made some money. Start off the show with that.
Now.
Yeah. AJ, you got to chill.
Bro, after this show is over, I'm running, man. I'm going to run at least 5K.
At your age, man, all that emotion and, rage, it's not good, man.
I know, man. I'm telling you, I'm surprised my headphones didn't snap. It would have been another problem to the show.
But you see, Dave, actually, during the countdown, I had a flashback of what actually happened. And I think AJ might have like a button that just like fucks up his internet when he doesn't want, because right before this started happening, we were telling him, you got to show up at Jiu-Jitsu Saturday. And all of a sudden, like he blamed it on some window moving. Ooh. But actually, like the subject was like, AJ, you got to be there on Saturday. And everything was fine. And all of a sudden, boom. So I think AJ's got like an emergency button.
It's true.
All him.
It's true. Like AJ, man, man. AJ is the brown belt on the show, right? You're a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Fred's a purple belt. I'm a blue belt. And Fred and I are pushing, just begging you to come roll, come see. You outrank me. You should kill me, AJ. I'm a blue belt. I suck. You should come and kill me. Fred will give you some trouble, but you will destroy me, AJ. And I'm begging you to show up. But for some reason, you're scared. It's confusing. For years and years, you've been ducking me. You've been ducking Fred. Fred and I roll together all the time. I'm not ducking Fred. Fred's not ducking me. We don't duck each other. We roll together all the time. I think
that's great. You don't think? Listen, man. You don't think I want to be rolling, man? But I'm like, I have a little package, and I don't have much. Like
that's what she said.
People. That's what she said. You got me there, Freddie. That was a good one. I like it. But I don't have many people to watch my little guy, so I can do the things I want, man. Listen, don't forget, I'm a BTT guy. We're fucking killers. That's the bottom line. But the thing is, I train like you guys right now, and I'm happy that you're training, but not as easy, man. I have to bring the little guy to the gym. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Well, go ahead.
But let me tell you, I wouldn't want to roll with me tonight after I got upset with this internet. I was fucking ready to break like everything.
AJ's on.
I was like on roids, man. I was going crazy on roids. I'm telling you.
That just means you're gonna gas out in 40 seconds. Probably. You can't be fighting with rage.
That's right.
No, but I was, man. I threw those headphones. I was kicking shoes down the stairs. I was like, my papers were in the air. You missed all the action.
Nah,
Thank God there's no camera in here, else.
You got to be even keel in battle like Fyodor Emelianenko, bro. Chill.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how you win.
That, but unfortunately, like I'm more like...
Fedor had the best mentality of any fighter in the history of MMA. Nobody else came into a fight more badass, relaxed than Fedor. Can you think of anybody cooler walking into a fight?
Yeah, Royce Gracie. He was pretty cool.
No, Royce was sweating and shit. Fedor was just like, what? I have to fight this guy? Cool. I'm going to kill him.
I have to fight that big Chinese guy of about like 10 feet tall or something, and he still did it. What was that guy's name
Korean,
again?
bro, and he was 8 feet tall.
Was he Korean? I thought he was Chinese. Sorry,
Hong Man Choi was Korean, bro.
Hong? Well, he was. Hong. I don't know if he was very Hong, but he was
8 feet tall. He must have been something, bro. Don't be disrespectful. And I know you're
To the
going to say
hung?
something. He's going to say something, and I don't want you to say it. So don't say it. Don't say it, bro. When you say it, remember I'm part Asian too, so don't fuck around, bro.
That's true, man.
Not those parts, but you know.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, don't
somebody's
worry.
gonna feel.
I can say it. I think not those parts.
Somebody's gonna feel 3 inches of pain, or
That's on a good day.
Back to AJ's small package. I think
Hey,
that's
listen,
what we're
man, it
talking
packs
about
quite
again.
the punch, man.
Circle right
That's
back.
that's what they say.
That's what they all
Are
say.
you like Hung Man Choi?
You're like unhung man AJ.
I'm telling you, I'm starting to
You've
get
heard of
better. I'm
hung
starting
man
to feel
Choi.
better.
Here's unhung man AJ.
I'm telling you, man.
He's
People
gonna
have
fight
no idea
Fedor
what
too.
goes on with the stresses before the show, man. They have no clue, man. Our warm up is like great, everything's going smooth, and things go wrong, and then, man, thank God we're not live when that shit hits the fan, because I'm telling you, I wasn't a happy. I was angry. Usually it's Dave that's angry bird. Today it was angry AJ, and I'm still angry in a way.
I think
Maybe I'm
at
gonna
some
call up,
point
like,
we
you
should
know,
start
a
making
tech guy
jokes
from
about
Bel-
how AJ fought in like Vale Tudo, in like early Vale
Yeah.
Tudo days. AJ was one of the guys in the UFC 2 tournament.
It would have been great, man. I wish I could have done that back then.
That would have been amazing. You were probably old enough to do it. You're probably too old to do it at that point. AJ was gonna be in the first UFC, but he was too old to be in the tournament.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you know, like, no. Listen, Dave, no joke. Listen to this. This is not a joke, man. When I saw UFC, I was like so pumped. I'm like, I was like you gotta remember, everybody at that time was like, okay, who's gonna do it? Who's gonna go represent? Who's gonna go? I swear, man, I was like training. It was like everything in me wanted to be at the UFC at that time. I was like, but you know what? You know, not many people did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at that time here. Like, you know, and then, you know, and that's a must. You needed Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to get anywhere. And I did 3 like MMA fights, and I lost all 3 of them, you know, because I got tapped out by a Jiu-Jitsu guy. But the thing is that, you know, the first time I did Jiu-Jitsu, I'll never forget it. I went to Heart and Soul. That was the sister school of Gamma. And I
don't
remember
know
going
why
in there, and I'm
don't-
like,
no, hold on, stop, wait.
wait. Let me just
I
say
don't want to
something.
stroll down memory lane about how AJ started his jiu-jitsu journey. Like, I was making a joke about
No,
how
let me
old
just
you
say
were.
it, dude.
Just tell me what year was
But
it?
it's a long time ago.
1962?
It
You were
wasn't far
34
off.
years old. It was 1962.
No, man,
And you
but it was
started
close.
martial
But I'm going to
arts.
tell you
did
this.
kickboxing.
But when it was
Norris.
listen, when I started jujitsu, I didn't know it was Brazilian jujitsu. I just went up and I'm like, jujitsu, and they're like, yeah, jujitsu, like, you know, from Brazil. I'm like
Frank
they're like the
Sinatra was
Gracies.
number
I'm like-
1 on the Billboard.
I was like,
Yeah.
the Gracies. I was like Hoist Gracie in UFC 1, and they're like, yeah, and that's how I started my journey in jujitsu. Because look,
Amazing.
man, there wasn't
What a
many people
sto-
doing it here.
What a story, AJ. That was just captivating. From
Man,
start
because
to finish.
jujitsu wasn't a big thing. Listen, here in Quebec, you know what was the
that was-
leading martial art in Quebec? It was
What?
karate, man.
Yeah,
Karate,
probably still is.
and then followed by like fucking kung fu.
Yeah.
And then you had judo. We had some of the best judo schools here, wrestling, of course. But really, it was karate, man. Karate was king in Quebec. You know, Jean-Yves, who was it? What was his name, that guy? Well, Jean-Yves Thériault was the kickboxer. Who was it, Freddie?
I'm not sure.
Oh, man. He was a Quebecer. He was the king of karate, man.
Cool. What a
Stefan
great
Dubé.
story,
What's his
AJ. Are you still telling it? Are we done
Stefan
with this
Dubé.
story? I'm letting you go.
No, it wasn't
but,
him.
Like, his name was
I'm trying to
George
think of the name.
St. Pierre.
No, George wasn't even close at that
welterweight
time.
champion.
Listen, George wasn't even close. He was training underground with
George
some guys at the
St.
point.
Pierre.
And he was a
UFC
karate guy.
working
Never
on-
forget that.
UFC working on Vicente Luque versus Nick Diaz, according to Alex
What? Are you
Bahunin
serious?
of MMA Mania on Twitter.
Why not?
Vicente
Okay.
Luque versus Nick Diaz, UFC 310.
So what's
December
happening
7th.
with Tony Ferguson? Is he still under contract?
I think
'Cause
so.
I mean, he would
Technically.
be the logical fight for Nick Diaz, man. If you're gonna
Yes.
make like Nick Diaz, Tony Ferguson, man, that would be the fight I would watch. But the thing is Nick Diaz is probably like a middleweight now because he doesn't want to cut weight, and Tony Ferguson is far from a middleweight. But
Yeah.
that would
Yeah,
be the fight to do.
But he's also, but Freddie, to be honest, after his last fight and all the fights before that, I mean, like Tony, man, looks like he shouldn't be fighting again. I know, like he put half.
Neither
what did
should
he do?
Nick
He put
Diaz,
one
though.
glove on the ground. Yeah, but Nick Diaz has a lot more like rest
AJ,
time than
come
like
on.
Tony
how
Ferguson.
are
let's be
these two
honest.
guys? Tell me, how are these two guys gonna make 300 grand for one night?
Well, they're named.
Other
There's
than-
no doubt about
other
it.
than
Everybody would want to
fighting.
watch it.
All right, man. So let these guys make
300
money,
grand?
man. I
No,
mean,
I
they're
agree.
they're
I wanted to
probably
make
making
money.
at least that night. So come
Yeah,
on, man.
I just don't like to see like the way Tony Ferguson like was looking after his last fight and the fights before. It looked it's not the same Tony Ferguson, but I can see, maybe with the Diaz it could be a little bit more exciting and whatnot, and then just end his career with that. I kind of would go with that, but if I had my way, I'd just say, Tony, man, step away and open up all your MMA gyms or jiu-jitsu gyms, and continue on that journey, because let's be honest, man.
It
was hurting me to look at him get a
it's
beating.
business, man. He's a fighter. He
I
fights
know,
for
man.
money. What do you want him to do?
But I mean, also
No,
AJ,
a
man.
kids show. I don't know.
He fights for
Come on,
money.
AJ. Stop being that emotional guy there, man. If somebody offered you the opportunity to make like several $100,000 in a year, you would take it, man.
Bingo.
Even if there's some
Yeah,
risk,
most
man.
probably.
'Cause
Yes.
that's going to
and
change
you're
the
right,
rest
you're
of
right.
your life.
the UFC, like we've been through this on the show so many times, I feel like I repeat myself, but like the UFC locked him into a contract. He has a contract. The only way he gets out of that contract is if he fights it out. So he's going to fight it out. Because if he says, oh, I retire, then the UFC says, cool, you can go. But that just makes a pause on your contract. So in 3 years, if you feel like boxing, no. In 3 years, if you feel like doing a jiu-jitsu match, you got to call us first.
And you got to do it on Fight Pass.
Yeah. So if Tony Ferguson wants to be a free man, he's got to fight out his contract. And even if they match him up with the toughest guys on the planet, back to back to back, and he gets his ass kicked, he cannot retire because the UFC will not release him. You shouldn't be telling Tony Ferguson to retire, and this is what MMA fans need to understand that they don't. Don't tell Tony Ferguson to retire. Tell the UFC to release him. When Dana White is at the fucking podium and you say, Dana, don't you think Tony Ferguson after this fight should retire? And then you give Dana the open to say, yeah, he's had a good fight, but I would think so. I would retire. And then that's it. You just leave Dana. Instead, you should say, Dana, don't you think you should release Tony Ferguson from his contract after that performance? Do you really want him fighting in the octagon anymore? If you frame it that way, he might be in a different predicament. He might say, well, we'll have to see. He won't say Tony Ferguson should retire. He said, well, he won't say we will release him from his contract. He will never say that. So stop asking for Tony Ferguson to retire. Stop asking for your favorite fighter who's over the hill, who's getting his ass kicked, to retire. Ask for the UFC to grant them their freedom.
Yeah, I agree. And
Like
Tony
gladiators.
Ferguson can then go to some other promotion, fight some lower level guys, get maybe his career back on track, maybe not. But yeah, there's no point in keeping him in the UFC, which is the upper echelon, which every fight is a tough one. So yeah, no, I agree with the way you put it, Dave. Very, very smart, Dave. I applaud you. This is one of your best moments. And you've had many, but this is I applaud. I don't see any flaw to your logic. It's on.
Thank
You
you.
put it on Dana. Don't put it on Tony.
Put it on Dana, because the only reason these guys aren't retiring is because they want their freedom. And look at Vicente Luque versus Nick Diaz. This fight is bullshit. It's the UFC saying Vicente Luque is a good little fighter. We need to get some shine on him. No one knows who he is. We need to get some shine on him. Nick Diaz owes us some fights. Let's see if Diaz will fight this guy. And Diaz is like, whatever, I guess. Because Diaz wants his freedom too. He's been years locked into a UFC contract that he wants no part of, but he's fighting out his contract because he has no freedom. Don't you think Nick Diaz would have been taking a boxing match by now if he could? And when Nick Diaz gets his ass kicked by Vicente Luque in December, if the fight even takes place, because Nick knows it's a bad move and he winds up pulling out of the fights before they happen. Even Dana, this fight was supposed to happen a couple months ago, and they asked Dana, do you think this fight's going to happen again? Do you think Nick fights again in this year? And Dana's like, probably not. Don't think so. And now, lo and behold, here's a report. He is going to fight this year. How about that? You think he really wants to fight? Do you think he wants to fight out his contract? And when he gets his ass kicked, the reporters are going to sit there and ask Dana White, oh, gee, Dana, don't you think Nick should retire? And Dana will say yes. Because if he retires, he owns him forever. It's predatory business practices. It's why they were sued in an antitrust lawsuit by many former fighters. And instead of going to trial, they decided to settle for $375 million. You don't give $375 million away in a settlement unless you're guilty as fuck. UFC? Come on. I mean, this is what they do. And the MMA world and the MMA fans don't get it. They don't get it. I wonder if one day the UFC is going to be taken to task for how they operate with their fighters, because it is filthy. And if you're anywhere near the game paying attention, you know. If you're a fighter, especially a big name fighter who's made some money for the company, who's aged out of his prime, you know. You know how it works. But the temptation, when you're kind of towards the end of your career, when you know you were once great and you could maybe be great again, the temptation to sign that 10-fight contract with a lot of money attached to it is pretty strong. But are you really going to fight out that 10-fight contract? This is what these fighters need to really think about when they're coming to the end, you know? I don't know what Israel Adesanya's contract is like. I don't know what Alex Pereira's contract is like. But I would keep it short. I would keep it brief. The UFC doesn't like that, but it's what's best for you.
Didn't Anderson Silva have like a 10-fight contract at the end? And, you know, like the end of his UFC career was marred with a lot of lopsided defeats. I feel like they kind of used Anderson Silva, squeezed everything they could till the end, and he had one of those long contracts.
Yep. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Kind of like Connor right now. Like he's come back into the picture. He's got 2 fights left on his contract, and he wants to go to bare knuckles fighting. That's his goal, man. Wow. He's got those 2 fights.
I mean, 2 fights.
Well,
come on, AJ. 2 fights. That's on Connor, man. The guy doesn't fight, man. He could do 2 fucking fights and free himself, man.
They're not going to be easy.
Well, right now,
he wants his freedom, and he knows the first one might be a little easy. The next one won't be easy, depending on if he re-signs.
True.
You
yeah,
know?
but still, just be active. 2 fights, finish your contract, and it's 2 fights where he would make a lot of money. Like, that's not the reason why Connor is inactive right now.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I think there's a lot of reasons why Connor isn't fighting right now, but I think contract is playing into it, though. I think it is. I think drugs are playing into it, too, though. Did you see him?
Look, he's been pretty verbal.
Did you see him get interviewed at all in any clips over the weekend from that boxing match there, the The guy there, the upset, Diallo or whatever his name is.
Anthony Joshua.
Dubois.
Dubois.
The Anthony fight.
Dubois.
Oh,
The
Dubois.
Dubois knockout of Anthony
Yeah.
Joshua.
Dubois.
Connor was there. He was jittery. He was pumped up. He was
Rush
flying high.
to the yayo.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know,
Buzz,
man.
buzz, buzz. Give me yayo.
He was Fred. I mean, did you see any of that? He looked wild, man. He was just the way he was talking. He was like, yeah, and it was just over the top. And seeing him there just going nuts. He's not a fighter. He's just a character. He's like this crazed maniac that everybody kind of likes having around, but he's become something else. He's just playing the role.
He's become
a
the
celebrity
Notorious.
more than a fighter. It's over. Seeing him there was, it didn't give me high
You
hopes
got a clip
for
of
his
it?
future.
I didn't see
don't know
it.
if I can
If
show.
you could find a clip, it would be great.
Let's see.
Well, him talking,
Connor.
I think he wants
I
to
haven't
do his
seen
own
it, but I've seen the
version.
knockout.
He wants to do his own version of the Diddy parties, man. It's the Connor parties, which is a lot of drugs and everything that comes with it.
I mean, I could
Sex,
show.
drugs,
Yeah,
and rock and roll, man.
I think there's something going on there with Connor. I don't know if it's as disgusting as what Diddy was doing, but it's probably bad.
Lots of baby
let me
oil.
see if I could show you some Conor McGregor. Here's an image of Conor just going absolutely bananas when
This is
Anthony
recent?
Joshua got knocked down.
Okay, let's see
I
it.
think I have that. Look at Conor jumping up in the air. Just flying.
Jeez.
There he is. Look at Conor. Whoa, hey, look at that. He's really excited. You know what I mean?
He bet against Anthony
I
Joshua,
mean,
obviously.
that's just Connor, though.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I don't
Yeah.
read
That's
too
not a
much
good
into
show,
that
man.
one. I'll look
Dave, that's
into
not a
more
good
into
one.
it. If he's slurring his speech, if he struggles to do an interview,
was kind of
things
like a-
that. Those are the
Freddie,
signs I'm
Dave
looking
went-
for.
Fred, Dave went
I
crazier
can't-
with Amanda Nunes losing. Remember that? He went crazier than Connor there.
Yeah, Dave. What were you on?
Me? Okay, look
remember
at Conor
Amanda
here.
Nunes, how
Somebody
wild he
shot a
went?
fan
Okay, let's
video
see
of
this.
Conor.
Let's see. Who is that guy? Is that P. Diddy? Well, that's not so bad, Dave.
No,
He
it's
looks
not so bad.
okay.
Okay,
That
but
guy, I
I
don't know
can't
about.
show the clips of him talking because we don't own that footage. But if I did, I think you would get what I'm saying. The interview and just the energy. It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, so
seen
far
some
you're
of
making him
those.
look good, dude.
Maybe maybe not from that event, but I've seen some recent interviews of Connor where he looks a little on the party side.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I don't know what to say,
cocaine
man.
fuel? Is that what you're trying to say?
I've been saying for years now that it's over. Like Connor is passe. He might come back for another paycheck or two, but it's not worth all the attention we give him.
He'll be back
He's
at
got
some
his
point.
glasses on. Bro, he
There he
must have made
is.
so much money seeing Anthony Joshua lose. Look at him. Look at this guy.
Living the life.
He's touching it. He wants to be there, man.
He loves it. With a cigar. I mean, he was
And it's not even lit.
going
Look
hard.
at that.
No. I don't have much faith that he's going to fight anytime soon. I don't really know what's going on with Conor McGregor. But
Well,
he's
he's
another
been very
story,
verbal
right?
this
He's another
week.
story. He's got money. I think he wants his freedom too, though, from the UFC. I think he wants out.
Well, look, Dave, he's been very verbal this week. This week, all he's been talking about is coming back. He wants to fight Chandler, and that's who's next. Like, he's been saying it. So, 2 fights to go, man.
Chandler's fighting Charles Oliveira.
I know. And he's been
Which
talking
is a
smack
dangerous
about Chandler
Fight
this
for
week.
Chandler, man. I feel like Chandler's gonna get tapped.
Yeah, he's going to get beat by Oliveira, I think.
Eh,
Chandler's been inactive
know,
for a
man.
very long time. How about this? UFC Trying to get into boxing.
I said it. Who
Why?
said that from the beginning? You got to give AJ some credit. I've been saying that forever. Did I not? Like, that gets me so mad. When I saw that,
Dana
I'm like,
himself has said it for
come
a
on.
while.
Yeah, Dana's been saying it for a while.
That's right,
AJ.
man.
But let me tell you why
It's-
it makes sense. The TKO group owns WWE, the biggest professional wrestling company in the history of the world.
Yep.
They own the UFC, the biggest mixed martial arts company in the history of the world. Why not own the other biggest combat sports entity in the world, which is the sport of boxing? Why not create a league for boxing like the UFC or
Exactly.
the WWE in that model where you have fighters all signed to a promotion, fighting regularly, getting to know them, figuring out the weight divisions.
Exactly.
Stop with this independent stuff where it's this boxer and this promoter and that boxer and this promoter and this TV channel and that TV channel and working together and doing this and that. And if you get a Saudi prince to pay for it, maybe you could. Enough of that. Give me a league for boxing.
You mentioned a Saudi prince.
You're
I think
right.
actually, if anything's gonna help boxing is what I was reading from there, where they want to bring down the pay-per-view prices and things like that, making more accessible. Like, it'd be cool if the UFC manages to build a successful boxing promotion, but that's not easy. That's a big task. And do I want the UFC to be spending energy on that? Not really.
I don't
Look,
either.
Freddie, look at what they did to the UFC. If you look at the UFC in 1999 to 2000, the UFC was able to roll out a product that was worth billions when it got sold. And Dana White and that whole
And what
core
about
group,
Power Slap?
I've been saying it for
Is Power
Look,
Slap
Power
worth
Slap is-
billions?
look, they're actually getting a lot of visibility, more than I expected. I thought that thing would be dried up like in a month, and it's not. There's some kind of weird like cult behind it. Not for
Yeah,
me,
people like
but
you.
I'll watch the highlights. No, but I don't watch that stuff. I'm not crazy about it. But for boxing, it's a different story. I think the UFC and Dana White and that crew could take boxing to a
Again.
level that boxing couldn't. And you know what?
Again,
I think what Dave said was
I disagree.
was kind of interesting. No,
I
but listen, hear me
disagree
out on this.
because
I think Dave is right, because if you take boxing, the problem with boxing is that you'll see the main event and no one knows all the undercard. No one knows what's going on besides that main event. Dana White could turn it into exactly what he's done with The Ultimate Fighter and bring boxing into a reality show, which he's done to the UFC with The Ultimate Fighter and all that kind of stuff, and start
with a
bringing
bunch of unknowns,
boxing.
though.
Yeah, I know, but he's going to
And you
make them
think
known,
that's
and
gonna
that's how
be
it comes down to. I think
Yeah.
so. I really
not
think
how
so, because I love
that's not how
boxing.
boxing works.
Listen, but boxing in the days was built on the power and the success of guys like, Muhammad Ali and those fights. Those were power fights, but nobody remembers anybody of those undercards. You'll see Mike Tyson and all that kind of stuff. But that's the problem with boxing is that there was only one big name, two big.
Thank you, Internet.
Thank you. That was good. I like when the internet cuts AJ off. It's good.
Yeah.
That's how
It's
it
like
should go.
God.
Yeah.
I say it's God.
Yeah.
AJ, God's giving you a signal. Let me speak.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Fred.
Our link.
I'm not even sure where I want to go with this no more.
How
I mean,
about this?
boxing has so many issues. That's what I want to say. Boxing has so many issues to fix. The fact that fighters are all in different promoters, like, I don't see the UFC facing that. Also, another thing is boxers, most of the elite guys, they fight once every year, which is another issue, man. To make stars, you need guys to be active. So I don't know. Why would the UFC want to go in there, man? The UFC's making money with the UFC. Name me another venture the UFC did that's bringing them money. They bought Pride back in the days, and they never did anything with Pride. They're like UFC Fight Pass. They got like some grappling events, but that's not what they're making money with. I'm sorry. Like, The UFC's making money with the UFC, so why change that, man? Don't fucking reinvent the wheel. Stick to what you know, man. And boxing has a lot of issues to fix.
I agree. I think in a way, you're right, but at the same time, I think the UFC jumping in and doing a boxing league, if they can hire people to do it and it doesn't take away from the MMA business, I think it's fine. I think it makes sense, just given what the TKO group is capable of and what they have under their umbrella already. I would prefer, if TKO, like people are saying UFC doesn't need boxing. I'm seeing Angelo, they're saying UFC doesn't need boxing. Boxing's fine. It's the TKO group. It's, they own the UFC. They own the WWE. If they owned a boxing promotion, a boxing league, I think that it could do very well, and it could rival any other boxing promotion going right now. And also, just apart from that, I'm just not that interested in boxing. Like, it may do well, but I don't know how much interest I'll have. I think we would both prefer if the UFC invested in a grappling league and told stories with good production about some no-gi jiu-jitsu stuff. And, maybe they could make something happen there. Imagine a touring jiu-jitsu league like the WWE, but it's jiu-jitsu. That'd be sick.
And I agree. But and like I say, like boxing needs to fix its own problem and build back their fan base. Because if I tell you tomorrow that Bolaji Oki and Chris Dunking are boxing, are you going to watch it? No, they're fighting MMA. You're going to watch it because you like MMA, not because you know these guys. Like these guys, like build an ultimate fighter of boxing with a bunch of unknowns. Come on, man. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in a UFC ultimate fighter. Don't make me waste my time on a boxing ultimate fighter.
I think you're right. We had lost AJ, but I think he's back. AJ, you're in and out again. Your roller coaster internet, up and down.
I'm telling you,
God telling you to stop supporting boxing. You see again.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I missed all of Freddie's thing, man.
All right.
Shout out. Just say I was right.
Shout out to all the members in the chat over at join.ringsidereport.net. Shout out to Antoinette, who's been a member now for 44 months. Thank you, Antoinette. She loves it. Thank you, Antoinette. Angelo Contagonis in the chat as well. Leor in the chat. Leor says maybe we'll get a Mr. McGregor Netflix documentary in a few years. I did just finish the Vince documentary. I saw all of it. It was quite something. But, yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow night on Wrestling Uncensored. Fred, have you... you know about the Vince doc?
I'm halfway through episode 1. So I'm not far.
I mean, it's an overview of everything Vince has done. I think it kind of gives a person who maybe hasn't followed these things that closely an idea of the history of Vince and all the scandals and all the controversies and things along the way. I think they missed a few things. There were some details that they skipped over. There was some time, some issues chronologically. They kind of went back and forth, and they didn't quite paint a clear picture of what really went on. I don't know. For me, I think I'm too close to the Vince story. And Johnny says if you watched wrestling, it's nothing new. I think if you watch wrestling like Johnny and I have watched wrestling over the past, almost 40 years or whatever, it's different.
6-hour documentary. You can't expect 6 hours of new stuff. If it's going to last 6 hours, it's going to be a lot of stuff you already know.
But it was nothing new. There was nothing where I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I knew everything, but I study Vince so closely, my religion is McMahonism. Said it for years. And they didn't even include McMahonism in the documentary. They didn't even include when Vince and Shane beat Shawn Michaels and his tag team partner, God. They had a light to play God like a spotlight. It was great. Vince told God what to do. Vince and Shane beat Shawn Michaels and God. Backlash. They didn't even show that on the documentary. You think they would? They didn't even have Roman Reigns on the documentary. They interviewed like everybody, Cody, all the top stars. No Roman. Where's the tribal chief? So there's some stuff missing. But it was a good overview. Like, I'm sure if AJ watched it, he would learn a lot about Vince McMahon and the history of the WWE and all that stuff. But for me, it's like, it's what I do. It's what I know. I know these things inside and out. So I learned nothing new. I enjoyed watching it. I like to see the guys talking about Vince, I like to see Vince. But, it felt like just a long WWE documentary that was slightly meaner towards Vince than WWE would be.
So I only watched half of the first episode, and to my surprise, Dave, and I'm saying this sarcastically, did you know that Bret Hart loves himself?
Wow.
In that first episode, he's just describing like his style of wrestling as the greatest thing and all that. I'm like, all right, Bret, we know you love yourself, man.
He's right. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. And you know it. Bret
Put
Hart.
the letter S in front of hit, man. You got my exact definition of Bret Hart.
How dare you? What? Johnny says, if anything, I'm more pissed because Vince was cold talking about Owen. Yeah, he was a little cold. He was cold talking about Shane, man. The stuff he said about Shane was just brutal. I left the documentary feeling very sorry for Shane McMahon, which I didn't expect. I guess I learned some of that. I learned a little bit more about the dynamic between Vince and Shane and how cruel Vince has been to his son. Not a great dad. Not a great dad. Fucking mean.
Not like Gretzky's dad.
What?
Wayne Gretzky, man, his dad. That was a real, like...
Super chat.
Well, you're talking
Patrick
Canadian
C.
shit.
Hamilton with a perfect comment on the super chat. Who doesn't admire Bret Hart? That's correct.
Fred.
Bret Hart is the greatest professional wrestler that has ever lived. He is the number one wrestler. He stands for everything that is right and true and honest
Screwed himself.
and real about professional wrestling.
Kind of like Hogan.
Bret is a real man. How dare you? Don't even compare Hogan to Bret. Hogan is nowhere near the man that Bret the Hitman Hart is. I love Hulk Hogan. I'm a Hulkamaniac, brother. But Bret Hart is an icon. Bret Hart is a legend. Bret Hart is a hero.
But isn't Hogan like... Yeah, but Hogan is like more known, bud.
Bret does. I don't care about that. That's not what I'm talking about. Angelo says Hart is a Canadian legend. You damn right he is. He's a hero. He is a hero.
Nah.
Well, I'm telling you, AJ, that to me, to Johnny, and to millions of others across this great nation, Bret Hart is and always will be a hero. The hero of heroes, the top of the top, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. No one better than Bret Hart. I like Leor saying, I agree with Fred. Bret can be a little off-putting when talking about himself. You see, Leor, I disagree because I think when Bret says, I was the best wrestler and my style was the best and it was just so, I was a real artist out there, the way I hit a turnbuckle. I'm like, yes, exactly. You are correct, Bret. You are the greatest.
But he says it in a way that he
talks about how great he was. Nobody says, hey, Michael, you should chill.
He says it in a way that he makes you feel that he's the only one that was like that, man.
He was. They all respected him because they knew he was better.
Shawn Michaels was a great performer.
Nowhere near the performer that Bret Hart was.
Mr. Perfect. There was
nowhere near.
The Ultimate Warrior, man. Come on, let's be honest.
No, fuck off, AJ.
Come on.
You just disqualified yourself from the conversation.
Was the best of the best. The best of the best, man. Jake the Snake. Now we're talking. What is that? What are you talking about, man? Mad Dog Vachon, man. Quebec, hero. Canadian
Stop
hero.
naming wrestlers that you've heard of. Okay? Shut up.
No, bro, these are the guys
Shut
I
the
like, man. I
fuck
don't listen
up.
to these fancy guys of today, man.
You know what?
Nobody beats the Ultimate
That's it.
Warrior.
That's it. I don't do this very often, but I had to cut out Fred and AJ. There will be no Bret Hart bashing on this show. Never. I love you, Bret. I love
Wear your
Bret.
pink tights.
Yeah. I'll do it.
You got your
I'll
pink
do it.
tights.
I'll do it. Pink and black attack, brother.
Next Halloween, man, you got to dress up as Bret Hart. The whole, the all pink, you know, like WrestleMania something there. He was all pink.
I'll
WrestleMania
wear
9, I
a
think.
singlet on this show dressed up as Bret Hart. And I might even do the Bret Hart impression for the whole show. I'll talk like
Right.
Bret Hart the whole show. You know, when I was at the Survivor Series, I got screwed by Vince McMahon. He bought my dad's territory and he never paid him. Cheap bastard. Shawn Michaels
then
was a
go-
real dick.
And then Goldberg kicked me and fucked up my career.
Goldberg, that no good son of a bitch. I told Bill, whatever you do, don't hurt me. Fucking Bill Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg, too. Piece of shit jabroni. Fuck Shawn Michaels.
What?
Fuck Vince
What?
McMahon. Fuck the Triple H. Fuck the Bill Goldberg and anybody who disrespects the great Bret Hart.
Screwed
Bret the Hitman
himself.
Hart.
Brett screwed Brett.
This has just gone too far. Can we talk about UFC Moicano and Benoit Saint-Denis?
Oh yeah, those guys. I forgot about those
Money
guys. It's true.
Moicano.
It's this Saturday in Paris, France. I believe it'll be in the
Oh,
afternoon.
oui. Ben oui.
Croissant, croissant.
Croissant,
Sacre,
Un
sac-
peu de
sacre bleu.
café.
escargot,
Avec un KO.
un petit peu de vin.
Un petit
Sacre bleu, where is
soumission.
me mama?
Avec
What's French
What's
for
his name?
I grew up without a mother? Sacre
Sacre
bleu,
bleu.
where's me mama?
Where is me mama?
Where is me ma?
Pas mama?
Oh.
No mama?
AJ again. Whoosh, over his
Doesn't get it.
No, it's okay.
Oui, oui.
Who is
Le
gonna win
Pen.
the fight, guys? Who do you?
That's my parlay. Money Moicano, man. Just because I like the guy. He talks about like sound money. Great guy.
But
Benoit Saint Denis is a guy that, you know, he's in the army. He starts wars. Moicano wants to stop them, man. Stop the printing of money. I'm all for Moicano.
he wants to
Quite the
stop the
analysis.
printing of money, like forever.
Yeah, he
no
wants
more
sound.
money.
He wants sound. Well, he wants sound money. He wants money to be backed by something, not just like
Wait,
eternal deficits.
Renato Moicano has political ideas that you know about.
Of course, man. You didn't hear one of his after he won, like not the last fight because he lost. I think his last fight, but the fight before that, like in his winning speech, he just told people to go read about Mises, who's a libertarian economist. That's what he used his victory speech for. Money
So I guess he's
Moicano.
gonna get paid. Yeah, so then you know what? Dana White should pay him like a bag of peanuts and see how he feels at the end of his fight. Let's see how
No
that goes.
disrespect,
Man.
but like, let's not take economic advice from cage fighters. Like, maybe not a good
Hey,
idea.
hey, I'm not sure, but I think go read his Wikipedia. I think he's actually a very educated fella that decided to go into MMA. I might be wrong on that, but this guy comes from a rich
From the
background.
favela.
Apparently, he comes from a well-off family, and he attended university to become a lawyer, but dropped out 2 years in to
be an
become
MMA
a
fighter. All
I
right.
mean, okay.
Well, there you go. Freddie's got a point there.
So he went to law school in Brazil because he's from a rich family. I don't know if that makes him a genius, Fred. I don't know.
I'm
about
just
that.
saying, I support his economy policies.
Yeah, but
I
like I,
don't
said,
really
so
know.
then at the end of his fight,
I
on.
didn't know that we were supposed to come prepared with the economic platforms of each fighter for this card, but apparently that's part of the analysis of this fight, and that's why Fred is foolishly putting him as the sole fighter on a parlay. Fred doesn't even understand the meaning of a parlay, which has got to be more than one fight on a thing. He also
Bet on him twice.
He's also betting on him twice, which seems really foolish because he's a plus 225 underdog. So I don't think that's economically sound necessarily, especially fighting from all the way in Brazil all the way to Paris, France, where Benoit Saint-Denis is also from and is a minus 300 favorite. I don't know how good the economic sense is there, Fred, but I do love it. So,
hey, listen, look at the comment that came in from Local Man Shakes. Now that is funny.
Local Man Shakes says, speaking as
Fist.
someone with a background in economics, there's no one group that more consistently gets economic theory wrong than lawyers. All right. Thank you.
That's a good one, man.
That's
Money
great.
Moicano.
Wow. Local Man Shakes Fist. Thank you, Local Man. I appreciate your input. A background. We have our own economist on the show now. I love it.
That's a fantastic. We got lawyers. We got economists.
We got Antoinette, who gifted a
Then you got
membership
us.
to Delboy59. Thank you, Antoinette.
Antoinette, who's coming
Active
to
chat
Montreal
tonight.
in October.
There you go. Speaking of October,
T.O., man.
it's soon. AJ, it was your birthday on the weekend. It's Fred's birthday coming up
Yep.
on Monday.
Did I tell you what I did?
Fred, it's your
Did I tell
birthday
you what I
Monday,
did?
right? Monday?
Yep.
Monday, Freddie. Listen, I went to go
And
see
then it's
Sugar
mine
Sammy,
on
man.
next Thursday, right? Oh, are we doing a show next Thursday?
I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
It's your birthday show, man.
I mean, next
gonna
week
be-
is the
I'm gonna-
pay-per-view
It's
also.
gonna be fun.
Okay, I guess I have to work double work on my birthday because I have to work during the day and then at night.
Don't worry,
What
man.
a fun! Happy birthday to me.
Don't worry. The girls will arrive right after the show. It's gonna be fun.
Bring a piece of cake on the show, man.
You mean my wife and daughter? Those girls?
Oh, geez, you didn't tell me they were home. Okay, dude.
They're
I'll have to
always
cancel
home.
it.
They're always home.
Let me cancel that. Dave's party is a bust.
They're always here. Super chat. Super chat. They won't leave me alone. Super chat. Ha. Angelo
Oh,
says,
thanks
in all
a lot, Angelo.
seriousness, happy birthday, AJ. There you go.
F Haristo, Angelo. F Haristo.
Hey,
Thanks
take
a
it
lot. And
easy.
listen, I went to go see Sugar Sammy, man. That's what I did for my birthday. That guy there is the best bilingual comedian in the world.
Everybody's
Now,
the best.
this guy's
Everybody
really-
you go see is the best. Cyril Gahn
Well, this
is
guy
the
was
best.
the best.
Best.
Sugar Sammy's the best.
Oh,
Everybody,
yeah,
AJ.
He was amazing.
Like if you cross path with AJ, you become the best.
But that's true.
Yeah. AJ went
That's
to
true.
Puff Daddy's party. It was the best.
I mean, rumors has it. 'cause,
Except
like
I forgot to
last
bring
week,
the olive oil.
last week we were wondering where do we get 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and I think like I'm starting a rumor. I think AJ was the provider.
Yeah.
If you need a
AJ's
1,000 bottle of baby oils, contact AJ.
Yeah.
He'll hook you up. He's got the hookup.
375 milliliters.
AJ's a
Done.
baby oil distributors. AJ is a baby oil distributor for large scale orgies. Like you have to
Listen,
have at
man,
least
did you see what happened?
you have
talk
to have
about
at least
orgies?
25 people in your orgy for AJ to show up and like come with his truck of baby oil.
That's what working in the hotel industry.
And marshmallows.
Yeah.
in.
That's right. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I
AJ?
seen a lot of shit there, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You remember those days? I like to spill
Okay.
the beans on a lot of stuff.
Let's
but I
actually
can't.
do parlays for this thing. Nasruddin Imavov taking on Brendan Allen, and then Renato Moicano, Benoit Saint-Denis. I'm going with Benoit Saint-Denis in the main event. I think he will beat the Moican one. I like Brendan Allen over Imavov, though, in the co-main. Allen plus 175 is the underdog.
Oof,
I
really?
think that'll be my my parlay. I'm going to go with Allen, BSD. It's a 2-fight parlay from Dave. I'm keeping it simple this weekend, guys. The rest of this card is not so great. There you go.
It's a tough one, man.
Well, that's it. I'm making it real simple. Going with the main and co-main. Benoit Saint-Denis minus 300. Brendan Allen plus 175. 20 gets you 73.33 over at bet99.com with Team Dave. That's the Team Dave parlay. Fred, your parlay is betting on Renato Moicano twice, which I don't even think you can do. But, okay. I can't argue with it.
All right.
I know you're not going to give me another fight, so I'm not going to push. Really though, give me another fight. No, whatever. Plus
Yeah, man,
225
say go
on.
bet, man.
It's a 20 to get you 65 at bet99.com for
You
Moicano.
see, pays more than your parlay probably.
It does. Yeah, it does. AJ, what do you got?
Man, you know, usually I go a little bit crazy, but I've been thinking about it over the last weeks, and I'm like, you know what? AJ is gonna go and start making like some bets so people can make money. And I'm gonna stay away just from the main card. I'm gonna start walking into the prelim card.
What a revelation!
I'm walking.
You know, I'm gonna start giving people
figured
bets
it's my
where
only
they'll
chance.
win money, not lose. I was giving people losing
What,
bets
man?
before, but now I've turned over a new leaf.
And
Well, listen, man.
This
There's been many
prelim
times
card
just go
has a
against
lot
what
of-
I say, man, and you win.
this prelim card has a lot of unknowns, so
Yeah.
go ahead. Tell me who you're picking.
Oh, I like what local man said. He's absolutely right. So listen, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna start off the prelim with Umar Sy. This guy here is something, man. 10-0, a big beast. I think this guy has it, you know, has it in the bag. He's fighting a big guy himself, but I think I'm gonna start off my parlay with Umar Sy. Then I'm gonna go with Johanderson Brito. Umar Sy. That's why.
Umar.
I think you say it like that. Umar, man. Umar Sy.
O-U-M-A-R.
Oh yeah,
Umar
Umar
C.
Sy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Umar
Minus
C.
575 over Da-Un Jung. Okay, and then you got Joe Anderson Brito over William Gomes. What else you got?
Brito. Yeah, Brito, man. I think this is look. I think it's gonna end up in a submission. This guy's incredible. I'm gonna stay away from the Brendan Allen fight because to
I
be
like a
honest, man,
Brito.
this could go either or.
Who doesn't
You
like
like
a
the
taco
burrito?
or a burrito every now and again, right?
Yeah, nice
I haven't
burrito
had
is
it.
always nice.
I don't remember what a burrito tastes like.
You don't remember a burrito?
What?
A burrito?
Jeez,
Oh, I
Freddie.
thought you said
And
a burrito.
your last name is only Garcia, man.
the
You know,
Italian
it's
drink.
Garcia.
That's a brio.
Oh, Brio. That's Brio,
oh,
man.
Sorry. Okay,
Brio I don't
sorry.
like. A burrito I like.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Joe Anderson
Blasphemy, Dave.
burrito.
Who doesn't like Brio?
What?
Burrito? Yeah, I'll go with the burrito.
I'll tell you who doesn't like brio. Everybody that's not
Oh.
Italian,
What?
pretty much. I
Telling
don't
you,
like
either
brio.
Brio.
Brio or
choice.
some, either Brio or some burrito company should sponsor this segment.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, you know, maybe like the Three Amigos and like, you know, Brio. There we go.
Can you finish
Perfect
your
marriage.
fucking parlay, pendejo?
Well, you're the one who's bringing it up, motherfucker. So
You're
listen, I was trying to go through it, then you brought up the Brio thing and the burrito.
I know, but
Don't blame me, man.
I got tired of it.
So listen. Go with the burrito or burrito, whatever you want to call him. I think he's
Burrito.
gonna win by submission. Then I'm gonna skip the Brendan Allen Nazarene fight. I think that's either or, man. That's a very dangerous bet right there, in my opinion. And then I'm gonna go straight to Benoit Saint-Denis. I think it's gonna be capped off by like fighting in Paris. I think BSD, man, is dangerous. You know, Moicano Freddy's right. He's a dangerous guy. He's on a winning streak. Grappling is on top of the game, but Benoit Saint-Denis is just one resilient fighter.
Wow.
This is gonna be an AJ win parlay.
AJ going with 3 big favorites here. This could be a win. It's not a big payout. Very odd parlay
Which
from
is
AJ.
very rare.
Unusual. Go in with Joe Anderson, the burrito minus 310, Umar Sy minus 575, and BSD minus 300. $20 gets you 41.40 over at bet99.com. How about that?
I'm bringing you the croissant, my friend. I'm gonna make
Bringing me
you.
the
This is a win, man. I'm telling you, bet on it. This is a win.
You bet on it.
Yeah, over 25 is considered a gangbang. He's right. You're right, local.
What?
A pretty crazy one.
What?
What the
If you
hell
have
are you
over
talking
25
about?
people, it's not. Well, we're just going back
I mean,
to
that seems
the,
like a
orgy.
that seems like a lot, man. I'm not sure how we
25
got to
people.
this discussion, but I would
No, I don't
consider
think so.
I would consider a much lower number a gangbang.
No, I think that's incorrect. I think you guys are I think if everybody's paired off, it's an orgy. I think if it's like, you know, in uneven numbers, then it's a different situation we're talking about.
Yeah, like
you
if
know?
it's 24 guys and one girl,
I
what would
think-
you consider
Yes,
that?
of
How did-
course.
how
No,
did
but
we
that's not
get
what I'm
here?
talking about, AJ. And I don't think that's what your company, AJ's Party Supplies, and lube accessories. I don't think that
And
is what
surprises.
you guys are providing.
Ink.
You're not doing for something seedy like that. It is, there are 12 ladies. No, there are 13 ladies. There are 12 gentlemen, and they are about to have a good time. At a minimum, I would say. I would say maybe there are 13 ladies. There are 13 gentlemen. They're paired up. They're all having a good time. It's all consensual,
Sponsored
and
by
AJ
Brio.
is providing the baby oil.
Damn right I am.
Okay,
Marshmallows
and that is
and
not
the
any
baby
kind
oil.
of banging, ganging. That is something else. That is something else. I think you
That
call
could be
that
a ringside promotion, man. I think that's
I think
a
you
great
call that
party,
something
man.
else. This is not my world. This is not what I am familiar with.
We call it
but
Epstein
I'm pretty
Island.
sure I
That's what I
understand the
remember.
terminology, my friends, and I think you guys have it a little mixed up. All right.
But it sounds like a good time when you think about it overall. There's a lot of pleasure happening and happiness. It's not kind of like the mayor of New York right now. Sounds like a good time.
I don't know,
All right,
man. If it's
AJ,
like,
but-
I think if it's one lady, I think if the dudes outnumber the ladies by, a good number, I don't know if you're involved. I think you're involved in
That's a
something else there.
gangbang.
I think something else is going on there. I think if there's more dudes than ladies,
I think
and
Iggy
everybody's
had a
got their
rhyme,
gimmicks out, I think you're halfway to the other side. That's what I think. You're halfway there.
What are you trying to say?
I'm
that
saying
there's anything wrong with it.
not that there's anything wrong with it, but a lot of guys seem to think that it's totally
Like Hung Man Choi kind of stuff.
straight and narrow. But I think it's a little bit on the other side. I think that's out of bounds, my friend. That is out of bounds.
Slip and slide. I get it.
I don't
Cool.
think that's a comfortable situation. I don't know anybody who's like, this is what I would like. This is a strange move. Multiple gentlemen.
Maybe Freddie Mercury.
Who wants
I can
more than one
understand.
gentleman around? The only gentleman I want in my situations would be me, and even then, get myself out of it. Get out of here. What am I doing there? I should be doing something else. All right?
Like MMA talk.
And then Local Man Shakes Fist says, how sad is it that the guy sitting in front of a collection of children's toys is the one schooling us on the terminology of sex parties? Hey, I have to tell it like it is. I'm a very knowledgeable guy. I know about a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. Not those things, but other things.
I mean, we can always arrange it, Dave. There's no problem. Your birthday's coming up, dude.
That's not what I want. Did you not hear the whole thing I just said?
No,
Did
man.
not
I just
listen
was
to me?
focusing on the sex parties.
Again, the debauchery is for you, AJ. It's your
Yeah.
your lifestyle.
That's your world. That's not us. That's AJ's
Don't
world.
don't bring Dave or me
It's
with
true,
you,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm the single guy. You're right, man. You got a point.
Come on.
I gotta
Take it
start
easy, AJ.
reflecting.
I'm going to be the prime minister one day. You got to, keep up appearances.
Yeah, well, the prime minister, I'm pretty sure he's been involved in a lot of gangbangs and orgies.
Yeah, we go to the same sex
Trust
parties,
me.
me and Justy. We're at the same spots.
Justy.
Yeah, we're loving it.
I'm sure he's been to P. Diddy parties. I'm telling you, you know what? It's all gonna come out, man.
Oh, yeah. He loves it. He loves it. I don't think so, AJ. That's ridiculous. No one on the Ringside Report
Antoinette could
Network
agree with
believes
us.
that. We all support...
wait.
Listen,
Oh,
we
wait, let's
all...
finish on
Listen,
this.
Fred,
Uh-oh.
we have to be clear, Fred. We all support the Prime Minister. Officially, we all support the Prime Minister on this show. We also support
Why?
all the opposition
We do?
and all
I
the
don't think
great
so.
politicians in this country who stick their neck out on the line to govern us and to help us find our way. They're all such great patriots
What?
that are really selfless, and they do it just for the good of the nation and not for their own self-interests, right? We just support all of them equally,
And the sex
I would
parties.
say,
I understand.
at their sex parties.
And
Go, Freddie. Go,
so
Freddie.
since
Go
we're
after
in
him.
election season in the U.S., do you think more Democrats or Republicans have been to Diddy parties? And I'll leave you on that, man.
There you go. We support them all, Dave. Don't worry about it.
I'm not really
I'm sure Bill has been to a few.
Bill Clinton?
I'm sure
I don't think that's
Barack's
his
been
scene.
there. I'm sure.
With Diddy?
I could see that, man, for sure.
I mean, it's a different...
Good old Bill be the first one at the party knocking on the door, man. Diddy,
a-
get me in, man.
Yeah, I think it's a different
diddler.
world there, AJ. I don't know. I don't know.
These
I don't
guys,
know,
man,
Fred. I haven't done the
they always
numbers.
have,
I
like,
didn't
all
do a
the fun,
poll.
man.
I don't think anyone's done a poll of the Diddy parties and like who people are voting for. Why do you think it's more
wonder if
Democrats
John Jones
voters
was
than
there.
Republicans at the Diddy parties?
No, politicians.
Politicians.
Like you see the
Yeah.
picture, like you'll see different pictures of Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. You'll see Kamala Harris, pictures with Diddy. You don't see pictures of many Republicans with Diddy. I'm just saying. So like all
Trump
these,
for sure
big-
has pictures with Diddy.
No. He's not with the diddler, man. They can't find him, man.
What?
Oh, he
Yo,
probably
baby.
has pictures. I would think he does.
Nothing surfaced so far, man. You figure that he'd be up on top, but niente.
AJ, you are
Don't
ridiculous.
look
I mean,
at the
come on,
AI
Google.
version bullshit stuff.
I mean, there
Yeah, some
are
of
many
these
pictures
fake.
of them
Look
together.
what Diddy's doing right now. Hey, listen, if maybe Diddy's listening to our show. Yeah, AI.
Fuck off.
AI.
Can't
That's
trust
so
the
AI,
internet
man. I
these
can even
days.
see that.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you. Don't you think like they're different age groups? Come on, Dave. What happened to Diddy's forehead, man?
This
That's what
is
scares me the most.
Getty Images. This is like as legit as it
What,
gets.
prison?
This is a real photo.
Okay.
And look at Russell Simmons is there too, who's been accused of many things. That's Russell Simmons over here. He's also been accused of some horrendous shit. There's Diddy with Donald Trump and Melania. So don't tell me they haven't been photoed together, AJ. That's crazy talk. Come on, dog. What do you mean? Diddy's been pictured with everybody.
Yeah, but most of those pictures with the rest are in bed with Diddy. Trump is standing up at least. Just saying.
All right.
Okay. I don't know, man.
Listen, think about it, man.
What? I'm not thinking about anything, okay? I'm thinking about how I want this show to be over so I could go play the new Zelda game before I go to bed. New Zelda game came out today. I want to go play that. All right?
It just
Thank
seems
you,
like
everybody.
they just had a.
We're done. We're done. You're
That's
done.
it.
Shut up,
All right,
AJ.
bud. Well, happy
Shut-
birthday. Well, we have to say happy birthday to Freddie, man. Coming up.
Do we? All right. Happy. Well, I'll say. it
Yeah,
to
don't
him
you
when
have
it's his
like
birthday.
an image or something?
We did one when we opened
Don't
the
you
show.
got a. Well, I missed it, man, because I had internet problems, so I didn't get to participate.
The great
in all
thing
the
is
action.
the show's on YouTube. You can go back and watch it, AJ, because everybody else.
But
saw
anyways,
it.
you're coming on at Jiu-Jitsu Saturday, AJ.
Yeah, right. AJ's not showing up to roll. He's
I'm gonna
ducking
come
us.
with little AJ.
You should come.
No, I'll
Jiu-jitsu
be there.
party. Yeah, and then I
be
guess
there
we'll
with the
have a
little
show on my birthday next
It's
Thursday,
important
which
for them
I'm.
to see.
What happened?
Oh, here we go.
Happy birthday, Fred.
There we go. Happy
that.
birthday, Freddie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's
I
gone?
may cancel the show next Thursday, guys, because like I think I'm gonna have like dinner or something. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just skip dinner and just do the show. I don't know.
You can do
Who
whatever
cares?
you want, dude. You're the boss, man.
Who cares?
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
see.
And don't forget, Johnny North, man. Sunday, I will be at the show in Laval supporting our great Canadian wrestler, above Bret Hart, our own Johnny North. Genesis Johnny North. So this Sunday in Laval, if you want to go see Johnny like wrestle, I'm going to be there. Are you going to be there, Dave?
I don't know.
Freddie? Come on, man.
Nope.
I don't know. I just realized that was this Sunday.
What are you going to do on this
Stay
Sunday,
tuned.
Dave? Nothing.
I mean, rest maybe, because I'm fucking, All right. Well, let's talk again.
night.
We'll talk again soon. I'll be back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. after SmackDown for Wrestling Uncensored. Johnny and I will talk, and we'll talk about wrestling and Vince McMahon and everything that he's done over the years, I'm sure, and whatever else is going on in the world of professional wrestling. Jey Uso was the new Intercontinental Champion, and AEW had their Grand Slam this week, so we'll talk about all that and more tomorrow night Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to Antoinette for the gifted membership. Thank you to Patrick C. Hamilton. You're the Super Chat leader of the night. Angelo dropping a Super Chat as well. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you to all our members over at join.ringsidereport.net. Shout out Leor, Angelo, Antoinette, Patrick, CSL Lorne. Thank you, Patrick. You're the Super Chat leader of the night. Thank you to everybody for supporting. Thank you to AJ for being on the show tonight with minimal disruptions. And thank you to Fred for being...
I don't know about that.
Fred.
For being Freddy.
Doing it. All right. I'll see you again soon here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net.